Hello, and welcome to another episode, the second episode indeed, of Final Fantasy VI Advance. I'm so used to saying another episode of Legend of Zelda. I got tired of Legend of Zelda towards the end, it has to be said. And at the moment I'm enjoying this a lot more, at the moment, anyway. But yes, I intend to continue with this. As you may well have guessed, in fact. So I want to have a brief word about the various things I didn't cover earlier. So what I'm doing now, basically formation moves some characters to the front and some characters to the back. So you can choose to move him forwards or you can choose to move him backwards, for example. So if you've got a character who has, say, a crossbow or just any bows and arrows, any long range weapon, you can move them back, and that means they'll take half damage, but because they've got a long range weapon, they will be able to shoot further away, basically. They will be able to shoot from further away, and they will still get the enemy. So if a character is further away from the enemy, they will do half damage, but they will also only receive half damage. I'm going to keep everyone in the back at the moment here. They have these suits, these Magitech suits. That's what they're inside at the moment, and because of that they take less damage anyway, which is why it's fairly easy at this point of the game. So I think I've already covered status relics. I still haven't found out what that does, so never mind. Configure, basically this is, well, you can see what it is. You change various things like battle mode and stuff like that. So this is basically, well, this is how fast you want the game to be, for example. I'm going to change the battle mode to 6 so that it's faster. Although actually that's wrong, because I want to change it to 1 because that's faster and 6 is slower. So I don't know why I said that. And I think I've covered pretty much everything else. So let's move forwards. The weird thing is, if Reg and Biggs are killed, which they can be, they can still wander around like this outside of battle and do things outside of battle. It's just that during battle they can't do anything. I played ahead on this game and will continue to do so, so I have a better idea of what's going on and what to do now. I love these flickering lights here. Yummy. That seems to be what it's called. Yummy. So as you can see, it says, or you could see a second ago, it says on the left what the creature is called. So obviously all of these Magitech attacks are generated by electricity, even if they're not sort of electric attacks like Thunder Beam, say Pokemon-esque Thunder Beam. So yes, you can choose which bit to attack. So when it's like that, it attacks the shell, but you don't want to do it, and when it's like that, it attacks the other bit. Keep a very careful eye on how your characters are doing. Alphrise here. Alright, when it gets to this point, things are trickier. I would suggest, since you can't really attack the shell right now, it is a bad idea to attack the shell, that you just improve their health, even if their health doesn't really need improving. Because the other bit of it will turn up eventually, but any attacks you do at this point are just gonna destroy you and not it. So that seems to be the only way I found to destroy it. Let's try this for fun. I don't know if it's necessarily more fun than any of the other attacks, but... So, yes, this is our first boss. And it's unfortunate that I just did that, because I'm about to get hurt, as you can see. But never mind, because I've already healed up all of my characters now. You can see that Wedge is glowing. That means, I think that means he's being reduced half speed. I'm not 100% certain, but there is a guide to what all of these things mean later on in the game. So, rather strangely, using thunder against it does not allow it to use its Thunder Megavolt attack against you, so... And that's first boss defeated. So you do need some strategy here. To be fair, I think it was fairly simple strategy, but you need some strategy nonetheless. And there aren't a lot of sort of extra places to go here. And I can't quite remember where you have to go here. As you can see, battle is being speeded up a bit. There is a way to go forwards here. I just don't. Right, yeah, you have to go underneath this this black thing, whatever it is. At this point, it really doesn't matter which attack you use. Later on, you will need some strategy, because some attacks work better than others, like electric type attacks, for example, work better against some things and worse against others, and the same thing with ice type and so on. So, don't worry, this thing isn't a boss. I still don't quite know what an Esper is, but I'm investigating. Okay. I bet you thought those two characters would be in the entire game, didn't you? Don't worry, she isn't dead. That would be unusual for all three characters introduced so far to die at this point. Otherwise, she doesn't have to actually get out of bed, she just sort of slides out of it. It's a bit weird, but that's what she does. I'm going to take this chance to explain briefly. You know it's my style to suddenly pause in the middle of gameplay to explain something. This is quite nice music, by the way. Anyway, to explain why I'm not recording this with Dxtory. Well, the first reason is Dxtory won't record a Game Boy Advance game because it doesn't recognise that it's a game, so it won't record that footage. It seems to recognise some emulators, but not all of them. So there we go. And secondly, you know, if you've been watching my Legend of Zelda Let's Play, that there are sound problems with Dxtory. So I've decided to go with a recorder that's built into my computer anyway, this recording software. I like that effect. Now bear in mind, none of the other characters know how to use magic. It's a long lost art. Now, there are a couple of slight problems with using this recorder. The first one, as you may have noticed, this is a bit of static from the microphone. Nothing I can do about that. I could make the microphone change the microphone's boost level so that the microphone is quieter, but that means the static would be quieter. But I would rather have the microphone at a decent volume and have a static rather than not have a static but have you unable to hear anything. And the other problem is at the top and the bottom of the screen you can probably see a sort of border thing here. Again, nothing I can do. I apologise, and I always apologise too much for these game faults, so that's it. It's apologised for, I'm recording it this way, that's that. And the reason I'm not reading out what they have to say is that I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at voices. I'm not very good at inflection. Basically saying things in the right tone of voice or whatever. I really like some of the effects here, like the various things that are moving on screen. That's pretty cool. And from this point on you have no armor, so you can be hurt more easily, unfortunately. But hopefully we can get to a higher level and get stronger that way. Now, this is as quick as the battling's gonna get, so I love the animation for wave your arms and stuff and excitement for having won the battle. So yeah, that level is going to be really helpful. believe that's another save point. These things are called spritzers, which seems like a slightly silly name to me. Since the spritzer's already a type of drink, but never mind. These boxes have items in them. Phoenix Down is an item that will bring a character back to life. This is why it's called Phoenix Down, because of course Phoenix is a bird that rises from the ashes alive, having died. And I'm going to show you the sleeping bag. Right, as you can see there, fully restores one of the person's hit points and magic points. Can be used outdoors, but since we're sort of indoors at the moment, it can't be used. Well, we're in cave, but it counts as indoors. I would suggest not letting their health get below 30 at this point. I would also suggest, since you haven't used a lot of magic power yet, using Cure instead of wasting a potion, because potions cost money. You do make Gil quite quickly here, but it's still worth using Cure at this point. Later on it might be less useful, because you might get attacks that you might use magic attacks that require more magic power. There seems to be a game where you gain levels pretty slowly, but the enemies are pretty weak compared to those of some of the Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 3 for the Nintendo DS, for example. Again, I like the effect where the game sort of pixelizes, I guess, whilst she's got this headache, and it's caused by no longer having a slave bracelet on her slave crown. This is our main bad guy here. Can tell he's evil because he laughs evilly. He goes he a lot. Evil people always do that. I don't know why in the courts they just don't get all of the suspects who have been tried to go up and see how well they go he, and that's how we would tell whether they actually did it or not, if they're good at going he. Obviously, if no one else has magic and she does, that is a big advantage to them. So you just press, well, on my console, because this is an emulator, it's probably a different button to the actual Game Boy Advanced. I just press Shift. Well, for you it's the start button, it looks like. So yeah, start button. It's interesting, well, vaguely interesting, that he's called Locke and that he robs people. If that's deliberate or not. I really like the script for this game. I mean, I don't know how much of it is the original Japanese script and how much of it is the extra things the translators have chosen to add in, but it seems like a good script to me. And anyone who knows this series well will have guessed that it will take us a long time to get to where he's just been told to go. These creatures appear throughout the game. I quite like them. Don't know much about them. The Moogalies. But, yeah, I like them. They occasionally give you useful information, so let's get it. Okay, I still haven't worked out which button the switch button is. I tried changing buttons earlier and it did not go well for me. I had to stop the recording. So, my recommendation is go past as few of these things as you can in order to get to your real target, which is their captain, the actual guard. So if you can manage to just go through 2 of these, you're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, I don't think you have any healing items yet. Oh, well, you do have high potion, but I wouldn't waste it if I were you. Yeah? Ah. Yep. Looks like it's... well, no, it might be 3 of them. We'll see. You do have to do this quite quickly though, because they are trying to reach the girl, so... it's a sort of boss, but he's not that bad. Don't forget you can use high potion if you absolutely have to. Just keep an eye on their levels. Unfortunately, I think I'm out of high potions now. Yes, I am. I don't really want to waste the Phoenix down. but I will. It is there to be wasted, so either way that the feathers sort of fell down onto it. No, that might not have been a great idea. Never mind, I can always redo this again. Yes, I will have to redo this again. Never mind. Well, hopefully these things can defeat the leader here. Hopefully. I'm fairly certain any damage you've done to the leader still counts, so sorry about that. This is the awkward bit, because I'm not actually sure if anything else is going to come up and attack us. I've got a feeling there is a point when they just stop attacking you and there's just nothing. I think that's a glitch of some kind. Aha! There we go. Sorry that took a minute. I intend to keep on fighting until I have nothing left, so... Oh, it does look like you have to start from scratch. Oh, well. Okay, I think the problem was actually that I wasted some battle moves, if you see what I mean, on healing, which I actually probably shouldn't have done. So I've changed the select button now to a button that I actually know what it is. That means I've been able to switch to a different party of creatures, and so I probably cut some stuff out there, but never mind. Apparently these things can dance, and they can learn new dances. So yeah, I think I probably cut out a lot of stuff there. It's fortunate that there are no enemies in this part of the mine, whatever. If you can't read any of these, just pause it. This is a world map screen, but I'm only going to be on here for a second. I think it would be a good idea to save it here. And I'd say that's the end of this episode. I will see you next time.